It is time to breathe again on this latest breath of fresh air, Shorty. I am your host, Charles, and I am going to dive into, well, I guess what everyone else is diving into today when it comes to the NBA playoffs, and that is the Los Angeles Lakers getting bounced out of the playoffs by the Phoenix Suns. But I am not here to really talk about the Lakers. All your hot take shows, all the television shows and radio shows, all them, they're going to debate it. They've been debating it all morning and all afternoon, and they're probably going to continue to debate it until the end of time. That's just the way the world is right now, especially on the LeBron James Sports and Programming Network, also known as ESPN. But I'll leave what happens with the Lakers from here talk up to them. Whatever. That's up to them, and they want to go and debate what happens with LeBron's legacy. What does all this mean? Whatever. I mean, y'all know me as far as LeBron James goes. I'm neutral. He's a great player, but y'all know how I'll also call him out when he does garbage stuff like flopping all over the place and sending premature tweets and trying to control narratives all the time. Whatever. Y'all already know how I feel about LeBron. So this whole thing, that's not about them. I'm going to look at where the attention should be at, and that is on the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns did what they had to do. They came back from a 2 games to 1 deficit, won the next 3 games of the series, or last 3 games of the series, and now they're moving on to face the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals. This should be about a young team who wasn't doing anything, anything until I would say the last few games of the season, where they got hot where they got hot in the bubble, and then Chris Paul, as we know, joined the team, and he's a borderline MVP candidate. I personally think he should get a good amount of votes for MVP because he made that team a bona fide championship contender, and it is really wide open now that they were able to dispatch of the Lakers. Now, I get it. I know the people, the Lakers fans, and the people who want to push narratives are going to point to the injuries. Yes, I know Anthony Davis got hurt in game 4. That might have flipped the series around, but I think you could make an argument when Chris Paul got hurt in game 1. That kind of flipped the series around because, I mean, he's their primary ball handler. So both teams were dealing with injuries to key personnel. So no excuses. There shouldn't be any excuses. Anytime there is a run for by a team, the teams they're playing against may or may not have injuries that could help aid in them. But I mean, we can't play the injury card for one and not play it for the other. So let's just get that out there too. Both teams were dealing with injuries, but Phoenix just honestly looked like a team who wanted it more, who was just more hungry. Devin Booker came in there and put 40, I think it was 47 points, half 100. We'll just say that. He put half 100 on the Lakers in a closeout game. So this is, I think, a little bit of a coming out party for Phoenix, for this young team starting to ascend. They were the number 2 seed. A lot of people thought, or still are the number 2 seed. A lot of people thought getting the Lakers from the play-in round was a bad draw for them. I was one of them. I thought the Lakers would win the series as well. But hey, give credit to Phoenix. They did what they had to do. They they played tough. They weren't scared of the atmosphere, the limelight of the playoffs, and playing against the defending champs and having to go to Los Angeles and beat them. They weren't in all of any of that. So that's where it should be. We have all off season to talk about the losing teams. Now, look, I made an exception. I did have an article talking about the Miami Heat the other day, back on Monday, but y'all know me. That's an anomaly. I'm not going to talk too much about the losing teams. Uh, but I mean, I made an exception here. I'm sure there'll be a time, sometime in the next couple of days, where I will have some comments about the Lakers and LeBron. And if you guys want to know how I feel about it, please ask. But for this particular shorty, it's about the Suns. Give them credit. Do not take away from them knocking the Lakers out because they were dealing with injuries too, and you still have to play the games. Give them credit. And also, if the Lakers have the best player on the planet, they should always have a chance to win, right? Just didn't happen. Those are the breaks sometimes, right? That's what I keep getting told when things don't work out the way I want it to. So look, I'm here to give credit to the Suns. Of course, not enough credit is going to go to the Suns because everybody is going to debate over and over and over again what happened to the Lakers, what happened to LeBron's, to what should happen to LeBron's legacy with them going out in the first round for the first time in his career. Nothing I saw changed anything about how I feel about LeBron. I'm still neutral. Nothing's gonna really sway me from it, and uh, this doesn't really. What happened this year doesn't really have an effect on him. But I do think we need to come to the realization that Father Time's catching up with him. You have to come to that realization. Yes, he's still very, very good, but he he can't. I don't think he can really carry a team like that anymore. And I think that was shown. If you're playing a good team, a good solid team like Phoenix is, you're gonna need more than the best player in the world to carry you through. The supporting cast has to step up at some point, and the Lakers supporting cast did not. Kyle Kuzma, 2 points. Dennis Schroeder, this guy turned down a huge contract offer from the Lakers uh, to bet on himself. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't think Dennis Schroeder is going to get any better than that contract offer that he got from the Lakers anyway, especially based off of this playoff performance. But again, I digress. Again, this is about Phoenix. Phoenix is a very good team, and the fact they beat the Lakers honestly should not be that surprising. On the exterior, where we're looking at it from a standpoint of the Lakers being the defending champs, yes, it could be shocking to a lot of people, but Phoenix has a team that can get with anybody in the NBA. And them winning this first round series should not it shouldn't be surprising. It should not be a shock to people they were able to do this because they have personnel that can get with anybody. They have a big man in DeAndre Ayton that is very good growing up. We know what Devin Booker can do. He's a bona fide star in this league, rising up to superstar if he ain't there already. One of the great young players. And we know Chris Paul is a winning basketball player. Dirty sometimes, yes, but he is your quintessential floor general, and he's a pit bull. He's a competitor, and I mean, he's going to do what needs to be done to put his team in the best situations to win. You put all that together, along with the play of Bridges and Jay Crowder and some of those other guys who were coming off the bench, Cameron Payne. Uh, this is what you can get. You have a good team that, especially in this year of uncertainty and wide openness, they can win a title. Do not be surprised if you see the Phoenix Suns lifting the Lombardi Trophy. Here I am thinking about the NFL, the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Later on in the summer, they have that much talent and they are that good. I think, and it's just going to be interesting to see how everything pans out. But man, with the Lakers gone, you know it is wide, wide open now in the wild, wild west. Well, that's what I am breathing on for this shorty. Y'all make sure y'all go to the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook channel. Excuse me. Ooh, Facebook channel. Woo, we can't talk. You go to the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel and smash that subscribe button and keep the lights coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. So hopefully I will have Patrick Brackett back with me next week for the webcast. Y'all got to see a lot of my smiling face this week. I hope y'all enjoyed what y'all heard, and please let me know how everything was and what y'all thought about the content this week, and for any of the other webcasts and shorties that are on this product. Until then, everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the playoff action in the NBA and NHL, and I will be back with y'all next week. Take care.